a lot of weird things. Um, First and foremost, the internet's going crazy. As you can see, we've got this odd influx of connections. And if you take a look at Kaspersky Cyber Map, Kaspersky is an antivirus firewall overall monitoring security system for any software or for any computer. And they log all of the attacks that get detected. These are the attacks that get detected. So right now we're looking at these teal colored attacks within these 2 points. I believe at one point it was down here as well, but it's been focused right here for the last, God, 30 minutes. Um, that would be somewhere northeast of Nevada. Let me see. Regardless, this is something called a botnet activity detection, meaning that a botnet, a a computer set of zombies that are under an individual's control, whether exploited at some point in time, and looks like there's a second point actually. Lith Lithuania and Ukraine. So these are the outputs. These are where the sources of these connections are coming from as far as bots or computers hacked and being synchronized into a single point. This is how you overcome servers. This is when you basically flood DNS, whatever maybe it's a new sense of the futuristic aspect, but back in the day, there was a piece of software that could basically do this from your home computer. But it wouldn't do anything because it's one computer, it's one connection. This doesn't look like one connection, and this is probably underestimating the actual connections because they happen so massively. But for the longest period of time, this has been the 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 stranglehold. This location here has been the stranglehold, and it almost looks like there's another local connection coming from the inside, not just the outside. And all of these are being hit here. So not only is there a possible attack internally, there's two outside points, one in Lithuania and one in northeast Ukraine, being flooded, bots connecting, and maybe spreading because I see something happening. Oh, okay. Uh, Looks like it's over, but like, okay, so the locations were somewhere around these 2 points. Here. If we take a look on a map, it's kind of hard to compare a big flat surface to a mountainous range. But we're looking at something like, I mean, around Utah, somewhere this vicinity. I have put all my security on high alert right now. Everything is on the edge. If anything weird happens, my system will know about it. So I suggest everyone go from training to paranoid mode on your local firewall slash antivirus detector slash active memory scanner slash whatever you have on your computer. This is probably the time to be paranoid. And this is taking a bit of time to set up. There we go. So we have a region that we saw. I'm actually going to open up another tab backwards. But the region we saw was somewhere around here and here, at least within somewhere within that region. So it can be anywhere from these spaces that we saw an attack coming from there with a ton of floods. I mean, it could have been just a very small spacing for the map to actually show, but then there was Lithuania here, as well as, mm, I wouldn't say Kiev. I'd say somewhere a little bit more right side. this location here. So we also had some vectors, scans, botnet activity coming from these locations, as far as I can estimate really quickly. Um, but yeah, super weird. Going back to the map, seeing how it looks like it's quiet. Everything else is happening, but we don't see those points of contact anymore. So the big question is, are we looking at a cyber attack? There's a lot of news about solar flares happening. And they're saying that there's a specific set of frequencies and magnetism coming in. There's outages all over many, many different cellular companies. But cellular companies, let's say it's a hack that would affect any sort of connection, whether wireless or local, outside of your local network. But considering servers would get affected on a massive scale, unless it's really just one target. Or it could be timed with the solar flare, meaning there's issues with certain places around Earth having certain servers go on downtime and then have a moment of reboot which one could exploit in some way or form. Um, so it's a weather or cyber attack. I don't quite know. I've still baffled by this. Currently recording some extra details, but this was what it was before. We can see essentially RGX. What's that? AB. This, that. I don't know what those mean. I wish I could make this bigger. No, it just plays and pause. So this is what it looked like. There's that location nearby, and then the two outside. But I didn't notice the second one because I didn't filter out all the other noise. But yeah, there's Lithuania as well, also being active. I only noticed Ukraine. So it's not just Ukraine, it's also Lithuania. So there's two outside points, one inside point directly in that space. And that's focus fire. That's focus fire. That's not coincidental. This doesn't happen on a regular basis, and it for sure doesn't happen for how much time that I posted since about 15 minutes straight, maybe even longer by the time I started recording. Give it 20, 30 minutes of flood. And before this one started, I noticed a small preemptive flood. And I was like, oh, let me get my screen to GIF ready just in case. And lo and behold, the big wave happened here, recorded it, and now I'm just gonna stare at that moment in time where it might happen again. But see, this is your normal traffic. There's gonna be things that happen on the net. You can't be perfectly safe. That's why you should probably have yourself some sort of protection. Firewalls, servers, memory scanners, VPNs, anything that you can use to your advantage. Even security servers on your local network. Um, like Bloodhound, I believe, is one of them. But nothing crazy yet. Again, it seemed like it died down. There was other ones too, of course. There are plenty of hack maps. Let's check checkpoint hack map. That one didn't have the same responses, but then again, you have to consider these are different companies that manage different software, and they don't necessarily communicate between each other to tell each other what their data set is. But I have noticed this weird pattern where this this a lot of exploits first and foremost. It's not as balanced of different things happening. There's the United States to Ukraine malware, but exploits are much more serious than malware and phishing. If you detect malware, potentially you're downloading something that you shouldn't be downloading from the internet, like going to your favorite sites. Phishing, maybe you shouldn't be clicking on that email and then getting your antivirus or checkpoint to detect that phishing attack. Exploits, now it's revert. Now it's, wait, that's the same location. That's nearly the same location, if not the second location, because it was more centered than the other one, the one that was attacking the first. So as far as I can tell, this location here, this location currently active, was previously flooding somewhere around here, if not even closer. Now it's active on the external side. So this is what happens when you have a virus that has taken over its host. It spreads. And there's internal connections, whether I'm hearing things about pharmacies getting hacked, well, you've got continentally connected pharmacies, all connected locally to their own networks, to their building networks, to their commercial building networks that may house other corporations. And if this thing spreads as someone on YouTube stated as like a COVID infection, and it's capable of exploiting a 0 day on literally every single PC it passes, it's gonna travel in waves. You can get more details on the left. Server web SMB. SMB is your local media servers. Client enforcement violation, NTP. Let me slow it down a bit. Oh, web server enforcement. No, it's fine. Infecting. Application server. Windows SMB protect. That could be the 0 day. It could be something involved a server or a media server, because that would be your advertising systems. That would be your advertising connections that are posting those repetitive videos onto your Apple Store walls or whatever store you shop at to have those automated videos, and then they're all centralized in a media server that could be updated remotely, and then they can change the animations without having someone actually go there, or they don't have to send a USB or any manual way, just a remote way. And that would be the most accessible device, which be advertising systems. We know that recently there was a company that got hacked from the inside because there was someone that uploaded a virus locally which infected an update to one of their systems, and it was a security system. And that infected every single other computer in the process. So they were able to infect the next update to X software or anti-software or antivirus software. And when they infected this new update and then it pushed it globally to every single system that they have or every single customer, they uploaded the virus with it, infecting thousands of computers. Star something, Stargate, Star something. I don't remember what it was. But that's an example of when you have access to one internal part, you kind of have access to the full internal network. And if you can do it flawlessly without second guessing, I mean, this is still the central point now. The US now has this external or in from the inside to the external flow of data. Either it's a response from the US military, but it's not focused on the places that they came from. You'd figure the response would be directly to Lithuania and Ukraine. It's going to France, Spain, Japan, China, Australia, India, Nepal, United Kingdom a lot. So something is currently spreading. But now, quiet from the initial red dot. Okay, so we're quiet there now. So that's the original location. United Kingdom's reacting. All of these are still exploits. This is literally the color yellow right now. There's no phishing happening. You're not being scammed of your credit cards. There's no malware. You didn't accidentally click on your favorite sites. This is actually just such a majority of connections related to exploits. Web server enforcement violation. India. Wow. Now it's focused in India? What in the actual though? This is super odd. It does have some sort of pattern. It's not completely random. Now it's focused in on it. Well, there's a hacked server. I can't even zoom in on this one, sadly. Let's check what Kasper's Kaspersky has. Oh no, I don't want that one. I thought I had the other one live. Weird. Oh yeah, that was my default. I gotta change my default. By the way, that's just an online dashboard I have at my website. If you're interested, have at it. But it's super odd. But so, all right, I'm sorry. I'm a little quiet. I'm trying to focus on one thing. What are we doing right now? If you're just joining, if anyone's joining, I don't know. But hey, worth a try. I'm not a big Pico influencer like Matt Kors. Um, but we're observing attacks that are actually now moving. Let me remove these. So this is Kaspersky. If you've ever installed anti-software or antivirus software, excuse my language, sometimes I can get. Oh, what? That's odd. Okay, so now Bulgaria is attacking New York location. Very odd. What's over here? Nothing on that particular. So remember, these are two different security software firms. Kaspersky, which is this one, the 3D one, and Checkpoint. They both represent two things. One, a different set of data. Not every computer has Checkpoint and Kaspersky installed in one system. In fact, it's not good to. No thanks. Block and terminate. Interesting. I don't use that ever. Now there's phishing involved, but this would be a normal situation. Um, so they have two different data sets and different computers are ran or different computers run different software. So right now we're looking at a data set from the Kaspersky cyber threat website, and there is a direct connection between a lot. This has happened many a times. Rewind if you want to see more, but it's happening again slowly. This is what happened last time. I was just looking at this map, listening to all the stuff on the TVs about all the sun flares and all the whatnots. And then I was like, well, let me check this because I go here once in a while. And I couldn't notice anything, but I noticed this stream that was consistent for a long, long time. This little teal stream started filtering it down. Click on these little types. And then I started paying attention. Before it was over here, Northeast Nevada area, Utah space. And now it's here. What are we looking at? Here's the definition. It's a botnet activity. Wish there was some information, more details. Basically, botnet. Interesting. I haven't been here before. Worldwide, on access, Cuba, world, North America, South. Uh-huh. Let's see. On access scan in the last week, though. Dangerous object, generic. Trojan Win LNK agent, Trojan dropper script. So there's the data set for Kaspersky. These are the most common things in the last week. However, oh, we can't do anything like the last day. On demand scan, on access, web antivirus, ransomware. That's still pretty low. But then you have Trojan Ransom 132, porno blocker. Get out. Oh, get out of here. Um, I should probably change some YouTube stuff. Chill stream is not really the case right now. We're not really chilling as much as we are observing what the heck is going on. Uh, okay. So I'm not caring about this. Protect myself. Yeah, I have plenty of ways to protect myself. Okay, now, okay, we're increasing. Now it's spread apart. Okay, we see some internal activity, a lot of exploits again. So now we're in the checkpoint data set, different computers, different clients, different customers. I'd say Kaspersky has been known for a long time, and a lot of offices will use them, and a lot of consumers will use them. Checkpoint, not sure. I think they might be, let me see size-wise. If I do Trends Google Kaspersky and Checkpoint, they're not that different. They got in and out, but I'd say Kaspersky is more popular. Then I can do Kaspersky Business, which is even less than the rest. And then I'm guessing Checkpoint Business will be less. These would be something like you would consider as like a package. We have Checkpoint for Business or Kaspersky for Business, depending on the hit. So it's definitely more consumer based, which would which would technically make sense on the SMB media server that we've seen in the past that we don't see right now. So now we got California getting hit, up north, Washington, New York. This one, I can't, I imagine this is what you see when they did not find the originating location. If a computer does a scan and finds a malicious application, software, daemon, driver infection, whatever, it's able to trace back on where the originating IP address came from during the transfer protocol, because every computer leaves a log from a starting origin to a ending um, ending finale, whatever, wherever it's trying to go. But this case here, something's hiding itself, unless, oh, I don't know. Something, the IP address, whatever is being attacked here is doing a good job hiding itself from the location of the attack. But these guys, excuse me? Excuse me? Now you decide to get quiet? I was gonna take a look at what's going on over here. Excuse me. Hello. KAS, Kaspersky Anti-Spam. We've got RMW ransomware, so that's give or take. Vulnerability scans. There it is again. Back to New York. That looked like it was so instant, it could have been a complete shutdown of power in certain locations to prevent a continuous flow. Very instant. All three locations stopped at the same time. Location, location, location. Back to Bulgaria. That's crazy. That's around capital Sofia. Huh. IDS, intrusion detection. So someone tried to SSH or tried to attempt to access a port or scan for open ports or scan for vulnerabilities on ports to see if there's any background running software that is exploitable. So red basically means not necessarily successful, but detected intrusion detection. It's like if you catch a burglar at the front door trying to pry open the door with a crowbar, intrusion detection. They're probably going to run away at that point, but you at least can mark it on your map as an attempted intrusion. Um, Web antivirus. I imagine this has got to be something in the lines of server antivirus systems that are being activated. Mail antivirus. Yeah, these are mail servers being scanned, on-demand scan. This is users actively performing a scan detecting something. And on-access scan, anything that requires specific access and it gets detected as a potential breach. So I would say the most important ones, vulnerability scans. Oh, hello? Kaspersky? Kaspersky, are you still there? Okay, we're here. Something happened. All right, yeah. I mean, you can literally look at these maps yourself. You can Google checkpoint threat map or Kaspersky cyber map. What is that? Oh, that is that seven most attacks countries: Afghanistan, Algeria, Angola. You could take a look at this on your own. Is this like actually alphabetical or by certain value of attacks? Not sure. So yeah, that's it. There's nothing else. There's just something happening. It could be a solar flare apparently, or it could be whatever the heck is happening on the net right now. Um, More to come, I guess. This is crazy. This is absolutely